Good day, everybody. I was just turning off my phone, and so I have a bunch of messages from my girls. I'll check them in a minute. So I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're all doing well. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And I just want to give a shout out. I'm wearing my friend's Alubade Sean Brown's t-shirt. And it says in the gray, impossible. And then you see in the red how impossible transforms to I'm possible. Yes, I'm possible to reach my goals, right? To I found my big. That's what it says. I found my big, incredible goal. So I just want to shout out Olubade. He's doing Bloom Fest in Ghana, Africa, which is one of my favorite countries in Africa. So shout out. I hope the Bloom Fest goes wonderful. It's starting on August 1st. So there's still time to go. Just check out Alubade Sean Brown on all the social media sites, and you can find out more information about Bloom Fest. It's all about knowing that we're possible and that all things are possible through and as us. Yes. So good day, Pamela. It's good to see you. Good day, Tim. I hope you are doing well. I hope everyone's doing well. And so welcome, y'all. Welcome to Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and I am producing myself for a little bit. It's going to be happening for a little bit. I shared yesterday that my soul brother Sekou is in the hospital, and we're just sending him love and light, and he will be back with us as soon as he can, and he will share his testimony. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. So we are in our avocation or avocation, maybe it's avocation series. Yes, we're in our avocation series, and all is well. All is well with our avocation, right? Because our avocation is that thing that calls out to us, right? That thing that we have the most passion about, that thing that it doesn't matter, right? Time just flows when we're in that space. Yes. And so I was inspired by this word. One, because I wasn't really familiar with it. I'm familiar with vocation, as most of us are. And I came upon it in my Science of Mind magazine um, last week. And I shared that reading with you all yesterday. So, just as a refresher, a vocation is one's true work, our natural passion, and the origins of the word is a calling away, to be called away, right? And so I know that we all have something that's calling out to us, right? And the question is, will we say yes to it or not? Will we say yes to that which is calling to us, to our vocation or avocation, right? That is the question that each of us are invited to answer, because all things are possible because we are possible. Yes. So it's not so much what your job is, right? It's not about that. And it's wonderful when our that thing that calls to us, our life's purpose, our passion, is what we do, right? Is that thing that pays the bills and does all those wonderful things, right? It's wonderful when those things are aligned. But more than likely, for most people, that's not the case. For many of people, they get up every day and they're like, "Oh God, I gotta go to work." Oh, right? Like dreading it almost. Or once they're there, can't wait until it's over, right? Watching the clock. When is it going to be over, right? Who wants to live like that? Nah. And we weren't meant to live that way, right? We were not designed to live that way. And I shared during our play series, we were built for play. We were built for play. So what is your, excuse me, what is your avocation? What is it? What is calling to you, right? So I started to explore more the difference between vocation and avocation, right? And so a vocation, a job, right, is the work you do because you have to, right? And we all been there, right? We have to do this work. We have to go to work. And our vocation is what you do for pleasure, not necessarily for pay. However, the journey is, I see it as a journey to align the two, to align that which what we get paid to do with that which we love to do, so that there's no separation between the two. How our avocation can enhance our vocation, right? That as a possibility. That's where like the good stuff is. When we get up and we're like, oh, I can't wait to go to work because my work is in alignment with that which brings me bliss, with that which brings me abundance, that makes me feel resilient. Yes, that's what we're aiming for. So I was looking around about a vocation or our vocation, and came across this article that I wanted to share a little bit with you. And it's from a blogger. Her name is Anita Ahoda, and she has a blog titled Why You Need to Know the Difference Between a Vocation and an Avocation, right? And her blog is about self-care hacks for the stressed out and overwhelmed. So, how many of us are stressed out and are feeling overwhelmed? At times, I do feel overwhelmed, but I have to say it's less frequent. It's way less frequent than it used to be because I'm experiencing more alignment with that which is calling to me because I've answered the call. Yes? And that's the invitation. So this is what she writes. Okay. When we spend our discretionary time actively involved in learning about things that fascinates us, something happens to our brains. Now, this is the second time in 2 weeks that we're talking about how something happens to the brain, right? With play, something happens to the brain. And now we're talking about a vocation or avocation, and something happens to the brain. So this is important, right? This is important. We free our brains of the things that bring stress when we get caught up in the flow of doing something we love. We free our brains of the things that bring us stress when we get caught up in the flow of doing something we love. Vegging out in front of the television or computer will never accomplish the same brain flush. And our vocation allows us to flush our brains as a result. And we experience enhanced creativity when we go back to work. So we could be at our jobs, right? And take a avocation break, right? To refresh our brains, to give ourselves that little boost that we may need when we start to feel like a drag, right? when we start to feel our energy waning, it could simply mean that it's time to give our brain a flush. When was the last time you gave your brain a flush? Now, I know with you all, it's been recent because we've been playing all month, right? And we know that playing is another activity that stimulates the brain, that makes new connections, right? And so does answering our call. Taking time out throughout the day to give yourself a brain flush, right? Sometimes we get that foggy brain, we can't think straight, or we just feel like, oh my God, I can't do another thing. I can't think another thing. That would be a good time to take a brain flush. Instead of taking a break, take a brain flush and do something that you enjoy doing. Whatever that may be. Give yourself that gift, right? Because it has an impact on this whole temple. It impacts this whole temple. So we have to make space for our avocation. We have to make space for it, right? Not space like trying to cram it in. Intentional space, right? Intentional space. Spending time with that which is calling to you, the thing that you love to do, the thing that you're passionate about, that thing that feels like, oh, I could do this forever. That thing, that thing. And we talked about this when we talked about our series. It might have been last year, our Ikigai. You remember the Ikigai series? That Japanese process of knowing what our passion is called the Ikigai. And all of these factions are in alignment. What we love, what the world needs, what we could get paid to do, what just goes by as if it was 5 minutes and you look at your watch and it was 2 hours. That is the information that we need to tap into our vocation. So are you clear about what it is for you? Do you know what it is for you? All right. All right. So let's answer the call that is calling you away so that you can do what you love to do. Answer the call. Answer the call. All right, y'all. So we will continue with our series tomorrow. I hope everyone is doing well. We're going to get into some quick joy news. Let's get into some quick joy news. So this Sunday, Living Life in Joy, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I will be sharing a sermon this Sunday. That's what July's Living Life in Joy series has turned into. So please join me 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll be sharing my Built for Play sermon right here on New Thought Media Network. And then right after that, we have Sunday in Praise at Rockland CSL. I'm the spiritual director, senior minister at CSL Rockland. So you can join us for service, not on Sunday. I keep saying Sunday. This is what's happening this week. We are having in-person service on Friday. On this Friday, we're having in-person service, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time at the Tapan Reformed Church in Tapan, New York. And we'll also be online. So we'll be both. We'll be hybrid. But I would love to see people in person. So if you can, please join us at Tapan Reformed Church this Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All the information is on our website, rocklandcsl.org, or you can watch the live stream on Facebook. Okay? All right. Just as a heads up, August is going to be my hiatus month, so I won't be live that much in August, but I will do some surprise pop-ups. So August is the best of sips. So I might be showing some really, really old sips that you haven't seen in a long time. And I might be showing some ones for this year. So we'll see. So that's just as a reminder. August is hiatus. Just like the shows go on hiatus and they show repeats. There you go. We're going to have some sip repeats. And the last thing I want to share is, although Sekou is recuperating, please, 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 please continue to support his charity run, herocharityrun.com, herocharityrun.com. Click onto that website and all the information that you need will be there so that you can support his charity run for Back on My Feet organization. And it's an organization that combines two of Sekou's great loves, which is supporting the homeless, unhoused community, and also running, right? So though that organization combines those two, right, into a Avocation, right? Yeah, I think so. And they teach the unhoused resiliency through the discipline of running. So it helps them to get back on their feet by teaching them the principles, the discipline, the resiliency, the integrity of showing up for yourself through the practice of running. So please support that. Continue to send love and light. And I send love and light to you all. Thank you for joining me today for Sip with Rev Melissa. I so appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right where you're watching me now. So peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.